Welcome to another Lightning Strikes Twice, the super fast, hyper condensed version of our lightning round, where Casey and we have one topic apiece and 5 minutes to discuss. So, Casey, I think it is your turn to go first.
All right. What would you rather drive? The Back to the Future DeLorean or the Christian Bale era Batmobile?
Oh, dude, that's a tough one.
Right?
Oh, man, they're both really cool.
hmm and
Oh,
of course, the implication here is all the powers and gadgets
yep,
are
yep.
functional in the way of the movie. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, having a time machine would be probably preferable, I think. Although you always have to like replenish it with plutonium and stuff like that. Well, at least initially. But I mean, that would be, I don't know. God,
I,
that's a
I
super.
feel like it would be such a headache messing with the timeline that I think I'd rather just go fight crime with the Batmobile. Like,
Okay, yeah, yeah. Well,
or
yeah,
just go like Grand Theft Auto and like blow things up every now and
yeah,
then.
yeah. Wait, wasn't that
Whoops, sorry, fighting crime.
wasn't that the Batmobile that actually like was fully like working, right?
Yeah, I believe they did build the actual vehicle, like
Mhm.
all in all, like Michael Keaton's was
More of
like
a
it was
prop.
like a real car, but it was like not drivable. I think
It was,
like it
but like, yeah, it was like,
couldn't turn or something like it. Yeah.
yeah. But this
Um,
one, yeah, I remember they actually made it able to like jump and do crazy things like that. Like, the engineering behind that's they were like, oh yeah, well, movie prop, let's make it real.
that
I mean,
is a pretty badass little tidbit,
yeah,
actually. Um, you know, viewers may not know, but you built kind of a hybrid between the Batmobile and the DeLorean.
I did. I call it the armadillo. It's been kind of a shelved project for a long time, but yeah, it's based
Complete
on
with a flux capacitor.
I do. I have a custom made flux capacitor thing that actually doesn't just sit there and look cool, but it actually responds to engine RPM. So the
Nice.
more RPMs, the faster it moves. Um, and I did it like the I guess the hillbilly way. Just I wrapped like a loop of wire around one of the coil wires to carry the signal down to my circuit. um,
I was just going to ask, was that all done through the operating system that you had installed in the car, or
well, kind of, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's actually
that
running. It's running DOS, believe it or not.
that was a pretty slick car,
Mhm.
especially like how you would get pulled over all the time by the cops, and they would just be kind of like checking it out, like um this turn signal here, and you're like, well, actually, it is street legal. And, oh, okay. They just
Well,
kind of wanted to like
yeah.
check it out.
Actually, yeah, like the one of the first times that I got pulled over, the cop it was that thing, and then he's like, "Well, since we're here, you mind if I take some pictures?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's fine, no problem." And I remember too,
For the file.
yeah, yeah, exactly. There was another time like I pulled into a gas station in that car, and there was a Ferrari F40 in like another spot getting gas, and I pulled into there, and like these people from the other end of the parking lot were like, whoa, and they started coming over, and you see the guy with the Ferrari pumping gas, and he's thinking, oh, okay, they're coming to check out the Ferrari, and they just like walked right past that guy and looked at my car. They're like, what the hell is this, man? This thing is awesome. And then the guy is this old guy with his F40. He's like, hmm, hmm. He seems so sad. Like, oh.
Aren't there these like DIY car races in rural parts of Washington or even the country?
That wouldn't
Uh,
surprise me.
I've heard of it. Like I saw some, like I was way out in like Cle Elum and saw this weird car, but it was like covered in stickers and stuff. It wasn't as like sleek as your. contraption was, but somebody told me it was like some kind of race thing where you build your own car.
Oh,
But
wow, I gotta
um,
check that out. That sounds cool.
yeah, like you should get it running and like totally enter that race wherever
Hmm.
it
Well,
is.
I always thought like I'd go to Burning Man with that.
Yeah.
Like that's the place where it would be appreciated the most.
Hmm.
That would be. I just need to finish it. It's such a huge project, and it doesn't do anything. So oh well.
Ah,
Uh,
you gotta put some pictures up.
oh yeah, yeah. I've got a few pictures. If I remember, I'll put them up there. Like obviously, while we're talking about it, I suppose. Um, okay, so it's on to me now. So mine's kind of like a philosophical ish thing. Okay. Would you rather work a job you loved that didn't pay much or a job you hated that paid really, really well?
Ooh, jeez. Ah, that is hard. That is really hard. Um, if it didn't pay much, but it was enough
That's what I
for
mean. Yeah,
me,
you enough to get by, basically, like make ends meet to,
yeah, I
know,
would prefer that.
same here.
Like, yeah, because I mean, there's nothing worse than like completely dreading like 2/3 of your day,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
more often than not throughout the week, right? Like 5 days and all that shit.
Exactly. Oh, and then you like every time you wake up and you got to go to work, you're like, it's a great day at Captivus. Like you got to go, like, oh my God, I got to deal with this asshole that I work with and this
Mm,
toxic work environment. And it sucks and it's drudgery. But like, oh, but I have all my toys, like I'm able
yeah,
to afford anything I want. But like, at what cost? The cost of your soul, you know?
right.
Like, I would way rather, I mean, I work for a nonprofit and I love it. Like it doesn't pay that much. Obviously it pays enough, just barely. Um, but it's like enough to get by. And I love the work that I do. I love everybody that I work with. Like it's a challenging environment. It's never the same from day to day. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's insane. And it's great. And everybody works really well together. Everybody gets along. It's like it's awesome. It's an awesome
Yeah.
job.
I mean, like, there's a caveat. Like, if I could work a job that paid really well, but work it like half time, like just a couple days or just a few hours here and there, that would be preferable in that situation then, like even if I hate it, because I value having the free time way
Yeah,
more,
that's a good
way
point.
more than like working full time even when you love it. Let's face it, that's kind of exhausting.
It is.
um,
It definitely can be. Even if like
and
you're just sitting there waiting for something, which is a lot
and
of
and
my work.
free time is nigh impossible to come by then,
Yeah. Well,
which is irritating.
you can always make money. You can't give yourself more hours on your life clock.
Right, right.
So better make it count, in my opinion. Now,
Yeah,
there's also the option of like a job that you really detest, that's really shitty, a shitty job, but it pays so much that you're like, you know what? I only need to work here for like 5 years, and then I can just check out for
yeah,
the rest of my life. That's worth it, I suppose. You're making like $200,000 a year, and you can like save up over that course of that, and like basically retire.
right.
That's worth it. But yeah, a job like day in,
Yeah.
day out, no.
As long as you've got like a short term plan to get yourself where you want to be,
Hmm.
um, doing stuff like that is tolerable, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um, like I really am gunning for trying to find a way to make it so like I could just work part time and have time to do the show and write music, you
Hmm.
know, spend time with family and stuff, just like relax, like I went through enough shit when I was in my 20s that I feel like I'm basically retirement age already.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm ready.
Old
I'm
man.
ready to just relax.
Yeah. Well, and you can still work. That
Yeah.
like, and in
Like
fact, I think
I don't want to be bored, but
exactly. And there's a lot of people who retire who still go get a job, even like a minimum wage job, just to have something to
mhm.
do. Because,
Yeah.
like, I mean, me, I have enough hobbies that if I retired, I'd be constantly doing things. But like for a
Right.
lot of people, they don't have that. And like that, maybe you miss that human interaction and the challenges that come with even working at McDonald's or something like that. It can be exciting and keep you a little bit lively. Whereas, oh yeah, you really do want to. How many games of solitaire are you going to play? you know, in your retirement age. Um, like how many crossword puzzles and things like that are you going to do? Like that's boring. It's a lot more interesting to like, and that's the thing. It's like a lot of people will still work, and that's the thing. Like I actually think work has a lot of value in and of itself. Just not, it's not the paycheck. It's like what you do and accomplish. What?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, there's so much to
Well,
that. Actually,
yeah.
that's a massive topic. Now that I'm thinking about it, I just thought it was like some kind of something funny, but like, yeah, there-
Well, if you want to see that, it become a full episode. Let us know in the comments. And um, I'm gonna go now because I see Eric's gun is pointed directly at me.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's well, it may be pointed directly at you, but I mean, it's pointed at the camera, but maybe
Hey,
like
it's pointed directly at you, the viewer.
the viewer. Yeah, I know exactly. I'm flagging you, man. Oh,
We're gonna be demonetized for pointing the gun.
yeah. Oh man. Oh, demonetized for a background object. All right. Well, hopefully everybody
Wouldn't
enjoyed
put it
that.
past YouTube.
Night. Oh, yeah. Good point. Okay. Well, on that note, I guess we're done.